Welcome back to What You Missed, a video game news show where I discuss articles that occurred within days to a week ago that you may have missed that are important to the video game industry and possibly to you. Before I start today's video, I would like to invite you guys to follow me over on Twitter, as I put out a lot of information there, and I put out a lot of funny things there as well, dealing with Pokemon, life, and video games in general. I'm trying to get over to 10,000 followers, and I'm very close right now, and it would really help if any new followers came and didn't realize I had a Twitter, or weren't sure if they wanted to follow me or not. I'd really appreciate it if you followed me there. You can keep up to date with me and catch some of my live streams there as well, as I am an impromptu live streamer there, and that's pretty much what I do on Twitter. So if that sounds good to you, I'll see you over on Twitter. Other than that, let's jump into the news stories. Basically, what came out was something astonishingly amazing. More and more companies seem to be warming up to the idea of fan games. While Nintendo is protecting its IPs, and they have the legal right to do that, and there's a debate there for doing so, there are other companies that seem to not care so much if their IPs are used in a certain way, like Sonic Mania and Sega. But it seems that someone, a massive giant among the gaming industry, has also given the blessing for a fan game. But there's a few strings attached, and that would be 343, Microsoft, and the Halo franchise. So Halo developer gives Halo PC fan game Installation 01 its blessing. This is 100% legal. This isn't something that is being hidden from these developers. This isn't something that where if it comes out it's going to be DMCA'd instantly, unlike some other games. This actually comes from the team developing it, contacting 343 and with legality matters, discussing the strings attached to them being able to continue this game. Now I'm going to have their gameplay in the background, I already do, and it's their game and their gameplay. This is not my gameplay, but it will give you an idea of what exactly is going on with this game and how it works. It's basically Halo, but for kind of a generation where Halo 5 is the standard and people just want to go back to Halo, or be able to play it on PC where, you know, you can't really do that with games like Halo 3, Halo Reach, you know, the Master Chief Collection isn't on PC. So the story goes, basically, the team behind the community-driven project revealed the news in a recent blog post, saying that after reaching out and talking to 343 about the legality of the game, 343 officially cleared the team to continue making it. Installation 01 is named after the Halo ring created by the Forerunner race and being developed using quite a few elements from Halo 2 and 3. And I do really appreciate that, because I think Halo 3 and Halo 2 had a very good balance of gaming elements. However, the strings attached and the caveats to doing so means that the developers can't sell the game for a profit, which is pretty obvious. But here's something that a lot of people might be shocked to know: they also can't accept any donations. But there's a way around that. I mean, if you make yourself a blog and say, hey, I'm the developer of such and such, you can donate directly to me, not to my company and not for the game I'm developing. That's a way around it. You won't get sued, you can't be DMCA'd, because people are directly donating to you and not because of some other reason. But you understand that it's a loophole. And then they also can't sell merchandise related to the project themselves, but they can sell merchandise based on the team and the studio itself. So there you go, you understand that there are ways around it, and I think that 343 really don't care if they're developing this game or not, because there's a multitude of gamers who are on consoles and they're not even attempting to put this game on any type of console. There's a small following of Halo users that are mainly PC based, and individuals who used to be on the console that moved over to the PC. Through these interactions, we have been ensured that Installation 01 is not under immediate legal threat, provided we remain non-commercial in nature and scope and continue to follow Microsoft's game content usage rules to the letter. And that was said by Church, the project's manager and lead, and Church is a reference to Red vs. Blue. With that said, I suppose it's time to jump into the next story, because there's not much else to say other than, hey man, Halo fans, you've got yourself another game that seems to be endorsed by the Halo developers and Microsoft, so get on downloading the beta and the alpha and whatever you can get in your hands. It's really nice to see Halo coming to PC. The HYPERKIN smart Smart Boy turns your phone into a Game Boy Color. But there's a massive caveat with this too. I'm sorry, all these articles seem to have massive strings attached, but that's just the way it goes. So basically, you can turn your phone into an emulator already. If you didn't know that, there are emulators out there like Pizza Boy. I have that. I tried it out. I don't like it so much as an original Game Boy. There's just something about physical buttons, and that is why this thing exists. So this seeks to bridge the gap between using the touchscreen alone and actually introducing physical buttons. But the string attached to it is unfortunately that it has to be newer cell phones. Okay, so basically the device costs $60, which is the price of a new game. A little bit steep for something that just seeks to turn your smartphone into a controller, essentially. That's more Game Boy-like. But yeah, okay, fine, whatever, right? A little bit expensive, but if you like it, you like it. The point is that you need an Android phone, and it has to be apparently from the Samsung S8 line and upwards in order to use it. But I have seen videos of people trying it with an S7 and not like an Edge or anything, or with an Edge. I've seen multiple videos of people trying it different ways. This is somewhat old news because I've seen this from like 2 to 3 weeks ago, but it was very, very early on at that point in time. Apparently, it has an included battery that can last for 5 hours and can be charged through the phone itself. It also features a start and select button, an 8-way D-pad, A and B buttons. It looks like the original Game Boy, just slightly different. Instead of your fingers touching the touchscreen, you're using set buttons that are always going to hit the same spot. So it's not the same thing as what this device is, because this seeks to use a more analog precision controller rather than a touchscreen digital input only. I think this device is absolutely amazing, and I do think you would be able to jerry-rig it to use it with somewhat older phones. I don't think it would go further past the S6 line, because it is designed in a certain way to fit a certain style of phone, but there's always ways to get around stuff. So with that said, make sure you know what you're buying if you do plan on getting this device. Sony apparently has pulled down a game claiming to offer the world's fastest platinum trophy. Not entirely sure why this was even a thing or conceived, but it's a good idea for advertising. But unfortunately, Sony has quickly pulled the indie game titled 5 stars, 1000 top rated from PSN, asking the developer to change the name and remove any mentions of trophies. I don't necessarily know if that's against the guidelines to do as an indie developer, but it seems that Sony didn't really like that. So the platinum trophy apparently could have been earned in 20 minutes, as it only consisted of easily activating interactive tile puzzles made out of 4K wallpapers, and additionally the game was only 98 cents. Basically, you could have got the platinum trophy, which is called My Name is Mayo, and it could be earned by pressing X 10,000 times. Yeah, this game was created basically to promote and advertise the developer's Facebook page, which is a bunch of PS4 themes. Not necessarily a bad idea at the end of the day, especially if you know what you're buying. For 98 cents, I wouldn't necessarily call this a bad game. I also wouldn't call this a good game. It's very clear that you're basically paying for a platinum trophy, and that's what this individual was offering, with some sliding puzzles. These are the type of games you could find for free online, so I can understand why Sony wants them to pull this down, because marketing was basically this game's intention. So IGN has talked about how ridiculous Call of Duty's Remaster's timed exclusivity is, and this is an individual article where they talk extensively on a video, or you can download the audio. But I would like you guys to just remember this moment that they did call these timed exclusivities ridiculous. So there you go. Just store that away for the future, because it might come up that they think it's awesome that certain consoles get timed exclusives later on. And then finally, I have one of the most ridiculous collector's editions you can get. You guys know there are certain games out there that you absolutely love, and they don't have collector's editions, and that sucks because you love them so much. But hey, Nintendo and Ubisoft has you, and they have your back, okay? You can get a Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle Collector's Edition. I think this very well may be one of the least sold Collector's Editions ever. It might even surpass the Duke Nukem one. No, I take that back. We don't talk about the Duke Nukem game that came out. That didn't happen. They had Collector's Editions at Goodwill. They were so bad. But this one, I don't think will sell that much. It comes with some cards. Maybe you might be able to use them as some type of amiibo thing. It's $100 $100, and it comes with a 6-inch figure of a Mario Rabbid with a vacuum kind of gun. I would have way rather had the Mario with the bullet bill on his arm and the arm cannon, so I gotta say, I'm not going to be buying this. This seems like a really big waste of money. $40 extra for a statue that I'm not interested in. And I think a lot of people will express my sentiments. There's other things within. You can see that there's a collector's box and a CD, but there you go. So that's the what you missed gaming for the week. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and share it with everyone, and please leave me a comment down below what you think I could personally improve. I've been your host, Protomario. I'm signing out. As always, good gaming. God bless, and thank you for watching. Have yourselves a great weekend.